Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. High speed and high flying tricks mixed in with World War era history. It can only mean the Geneseo Air Show. And to prepare for this year's event, our Josh Feldberg took a flight on the historic Whiskey 7.
The National Warplane Museum is gearing up for what they call the greatest show on turf once again. One of the major attractions of the air show is the World War II plane, the Whiskey 7. The Whiskey 7 flew as the lead plane during the second wave on D-Day in Normandy.
The airplane has got 59,600 flight hours on it since it was built in 1943. She flew as part of the European theater during the war, came back to the U.S. after the war, and was an airliner and a cargo plane for many years before we started flying her as a living testament to the men and women that served our country during World War II.
The air show looks to bring all different kinds of aviation to Geneseo, New York over the course of the two-day celebration.
We really try to offer something for all ages and levels of interest. We have World War I, World War II, and current military aircraft flying.
While Big Fox was up in the air on an amazing plane ride in the Whiskey 7, a different kind of plane touched down on the tarmac. Rob Holland is one of the world's top airshow pilots and has won numerous airshow competitions. Rob and his plane, the MXS RH, will be performing at the airshow all weekend long.
Hopefully I'll show them things they haven't seen an airplane do before. They might think it's wild and crazy. I hope that's the look it should have. Tumbling end over end, sliding backwards. Also, if you can think of it, this plane will probably do it. That's what I'm going to try to show them. Tickets
for the air show are available at the National Warplane Museum's website. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News.
And with the summer in full swing, so are the local farmers markets. Our Maggie Hall stopped by the Corning Farmers Markets to chat with vendors and attendees.
It's June 1st and the Corning Farmers Market is in full swing. All summer, Centennial Park and Centerway Square will be full of farmers, artisans, and folks coming to check out their wares.
I feel like today went really well.
Yeah,
today
absolutely.
For opening day, it was a busy day. People walked through, getting their things done. We both really enjoyed the 5th grade kids coming.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to find, and there's a lot of nice gems here and a lot of good people that brought and put a lot of love into the things that they create.
It helps our local economy so much just to purchase plants from here instead of Walmart, or purchase plants from down there, or anything. It keeps it more local and gives all of these hard-working people, jobs and great businesses that where your stuff is coming from. It's not, food filled with a bunch of junk, and it's a healthier way to live your life.
So I think it's important to sort of know your farmers and know your community, support each other, because the large corporations don't necessarily care. They just want it for profit, and it's not always just about profit. It's about making sure your community survives and making sure that people have work and food and comforts, and that's important to me and my farm.
You can buy local every Thursday from 10 to 2 at the Corning Farmers Market. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
A man is facing 18 charges after Sayre police say he led them on a high-speed chase. Some of the charges that Jory M. Ball is facing include aggravated assault, kidnapping, and reckless driving. Police report that Ball rammed multiple police vehicles, causing minor injuries to one officer. Ball is suspected to have been under the influence of methamphetamine. Officers found a glass pipe with a burnt substance in Ball's car. Registering to vote in New York is easier than ever. New Yorkers can now register to vote online. You can use the Board of Elections online voter registration system to register to vote or update any voting information. To register to vote, go to the website on your screen. Empire Access announcing that 2 new Southern Tier communities are next in line for high-speed internet. Horseheads and Southport residences and businesses can expect to be added to the internet company's grid later this summer. Empire Access recently expanded into Broome County as the company continues to bring fiber optic internet to New York's more rural communities. In what was a win for the House Speaker, the President, and Wall Street, the House sidestepped a financial crisis and passed legislation to raise the debt ceiling. Now the Senate has to do the same, and quick. Caroline Shively with more from Washington.
It wasn't all that popular, but the bipartisan deal to suspend the country's borrowing limit until 2025 did get the job done in the House. The legislation sailed through, with majorities in both parties signing off. Overall, more Democrats voted yay. The bill is now off to the Senate with only 4 days to avoid a credit crunch.
Time is a luxury the Senate does not have.
Any holdup could slow down the entire process, like procedural barriers or added debate time or votes on amendments, some sure to come from Republicans like Senator Rand Paul, who wants a vote on even deeper spending cuts.
There's nothing conservative about the Biden-McCarthy plan. It allows unlimited borrowing for 2 years.
While other senators want to use the debt deal to boost defense spending.
We're funding defense below inflation.
But the bill cannot change, or else it would have to go back to the House for yet another vote, and time is running out.
It would almost guarantee default.
Senate leaders want to wrap this up before the weekend to keep Wall Street calm on Monday. But there are objections from conservatives and progressives.
If this bill did what its lead advocates claimed that it did, I'd be thrilled to vote for it, but it doesn't.
It's devastating in terms of fighting climate. It puts in a Mountain Valley pipeline exempt from any environmental law.
The bill must be on the president's desk by Monday or the country risks default. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
Amazon makes settlements over alleged violations involving 2 of its high-tech products. The Federal Trade Commission announced the company agreed to pay $5.8 million in consumer refunds for alleged privacy violations involving its Ring doorbell camera. The FTC says the Ring camera allowed Amazon employees to access customers' private videos. In a separate settlement, Amazon will have to pay $25 million for alleged violations of children's privacy rights. The agency says Amazon failed to delete Alexa recordings at the request of parents. We have your complete forecast next, plus this.
Artificial intelligence is transforming the hiring process. I'm Marianne Rafferty with a look at what you can do to beef up your credentials and land your next job, coming up.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening and happy first day of June, as well as noted as the first day of meteorological summer, as later this month will be the summer solstice, where we have the most amount of daylight. And we are feeling the warmth from that daylight. It's definitely feeling like summer. But we're taking a quick look at what has been updated, as the drought index is updated every Thursday morning. And that has shown an expansion of abnormally dry conditions for our soils to spread into southern portions of New York. And that does include the Elmira and Corning area. And it's very evident when we just take a look at the month of May that we were dealing with dry conditions, as we are lacking by 2.5 inches. We only received a 1/2 inch of precipitation for the entire month of May. Now, looking at temperature-wise for the month, we were slightly below average. We were battling definitely more roller coaster conditions. Now, the start of June is definitely showing some warmer conditions, as we even note that the average temperature for June is about 65 degrees. That's nearly 10 degrees warmer than the average temperature we saw last month. Precipitation-wise, we see nearly about 3.5 inches on average. That makes it the second wettest month for the Elmira area. So we'll keep an eye on precipitation, as we will talk on some chances. But first, we still have more of this summertime warmth to battle. Near record temperatures were in place today, and we're going to see that again for our second day of June as we climb into those lower 90s. Record potential is almost looking likely for the Elmira Corning area. But note that average is 76 degrees, so we are climbing to 15, nearly 20 degrees above average. But we could see a flip in that pattern come here before we know it. So stay hydrated. Although we're not seeing dew points bring in that stickiness and that humidity, it is still dangerous heat. So especially listen to your body, keep an eye on others around you, keep that hydration key. We are going to talk about some showers to work their way into our weekend forecast, but emphasis on some. It's not going to be helping out with those drought conditions that we are seeing, but it is going to give us some temperature relief that is going to continue into next week with more chances to talk about some rainfall. So as we roll into, as mentioned, our Friday forecast, it is still the same that we saw today. Pretty copy and paste, light winds, lots of sunshine, and those near record high temperatures. So we're looking at area wide again and statewide climbing into those 90s, 80s, going to be records for many. Now rolling into Saturday, that's when we're going to start to watch a frontal system drop in. It's going to hold those temperatures. So still going to stay fairly seasonable into those mid 70s, maybe walking away with an 80-degree high temperature. But that frontal system is going to be slowly dropping in, maybe bringing a few showers. If enough heating occurs before those showers push in, maybe a rumble of thunder, but not expecting anything to be strong. But then as we continue to watch a high pressure system drift off towards the west, it is going to continue to usher in this northeasterly wind, which is going to bring some waves of moisture with it, bringing us some daily isolated rain chances, but also continuing to allow for a cooler weather pattern to push in through much of next week.